It's the Muppet Show, Symbolic World Edition, and tonight's guests are none other than the Symbolic World All-Stars. The jazziest jazzman of the Symbolic World, John Ears. The mossy mystic of the Symbolic World, Martin Shaw. The true North Star of reenchantment, Jonathan Peugeot. And the dynamic duo of the band Dirt Poor Robins, Neil and Kate, Don't You Dare Degrade.
Gajimaros, welcome. Guys, what a table full of old souls, old world thinkers. Some of us are just old. I've been thinking a lot, and I mean a lot, about AI. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts. If I get started, I'm just going to gripe. So I want to turn it over to Jonathan. What do you make of this AI phenomenon? Is it all dog and no pony? Or is AI the most extreme example of the new world?
Yeah, I mean, this is nothing new. Symbolically, artificial intelligence represents the larger pattern of our obsession with strange intelligence.
I think Kate's right. AI, like makeup, is a way for a woman to try to even the playing field. It used to be mostly inaccessible to people and very expensive. Women who could access it tried to use makeup to make up ground against women who are more naturally beautiful. And eventually everyone has access and everyone now has to use it to keep up. So in the end, it didn't accomplish what it set out to do. It made everyone have to work harder to keep the status quo.
Wow, you know, it's funny you say that. I wrote that exact thing into our version of Snow White.
Yeah, I know I've read it 8 times already. I wanted to be ready when the movie came out. It's a musical. Kate and I love musicals, and personally, I love dwarves. There's just something magical about tiny people.
Neil, I'm so very, very glad you brought up tiny people. I often feel like a tiny person myself. There's no better way to experience the mossy forest floor than to shrink yourself and walk among the mushrooms of a fairy garden.
Interesting you bring that up. Mythologically, these strange intelligences come from a kind of digital fairy garden. These digital fairies, you could say, come from another realm to offer us a kind of pixie dust to make us stronger, better, faster than we are naturally as humans.
You know, Jonathan, the older I get, the more natural I become. If you look close, you will see, just beneath my ascot, moss has begun to grow around my neck.
Martin, what does that have to do with AI?
Well, John, in the mornings, when the first rays of sunlight peek through the dense forest canopy outside my hut, I peel a little neck moss and feed my pet turtle. I am quite literally the opposite of an artificial intelligence.
That's maybe something you should get checked out by a doctor, or maybe you just need to start using makeup.
I think Martin is right. We need to grow more natural.
There is nothing natural about growing mossy. But I do think it's a good look on Martin.
Actually, if we look at the lives of the saints, we see an example of this. Many of them gained supernatural abilities through their ascetic struggle to acquire the mind of Christ. We know that theosis is the deification of the flesh, and we become in some ways supernatural the more we pursue, shall we say, ancient intelligence, which is the wisdom of God.
So what I'm hearing you say is that artificial intelligence is just another new world power grab. And what we really need is a return to the old world, to the ancient intelligences, the ancient wisdom, the ancient ways of God. I guess, I don't know, I'm still wondering what is artificial intelligence.
Oh, it's super obvious. You know, Kate and I predicted this on an album we wrote back in 2077.
It can only be the mad gods, the mad gods.